Good evening and welcome. Breaking tonight, another head-turning personnel pick by President-elect Trump, choosing Robert F. Kennedy Jr., an anti-vaccine activist, to serve as Secretary of Health and Human Services. If confirmed by the U.S. Senate, Kennedy, an environmental lawyer, would lead a family of agencies responsible for protecting the health of Americans, including the Centers for Disease Control and Food and Drug Administration. In the past, Kennedy has spoken out against COVID vaccines and childhood vaccinations, though recently said he wouldn't take them away, endorsing Donald Trump after his own run for the White House ran aground. News of the RFK Jr. pick coming as both sides of the aisle in Washington are still weighing the viability of Mr. Trump's preference of former Congressman Matt Gaetz to serve as Attorney General. Vaughn Hillyard begins our coverage.
Tonight, after teasing a potential administration role for weeks,
RFK Jr., he's going to help us on health and the health of women, and men, and children, and he is so good.
President-elect Trump selecting Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be his next Secretary of Health and Human Services, writing, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation when it comes to public health. Kennedy is a former Democratic and independent presidential candidate who dropped out and endorsed Trump.
You want an America president who's going to make our country healthy again.
But he's faced criticism because of his history of vaccine skepticism, publicly espousing discredited assertions that vaccines cause autism. Vice President Harris slammed Trump for praising him.
He has indicated that the person who would be in charge of health care for the American people is someone who has routinely promoted junk science and crazy conspiracy theories.
Kennedy telling us last week that he would not block any vaccines.
I'm not going to take away anybody's vaccines. I've never been anti-vaccine.
You will not take any vaccine that is currently on the market.
I'm not. If vaccines are working for somebody, I'm not going to take them away.
During the campaign, Kennedy also made headlines when he said that 15 years ago, doctors told him he had a parasitic worm in his brain that died. Kennedy is a critic of U.S. healthcare policy who's advocated for big changes to food and drug regulation, writing last month, the FDA's war on public health is about to end, telling us he would eliminate parts of the FDA.
The nutrition departments at FDA that have to go. That are not doing their job. They're not protecting our kids.
And Vaughn, we understand Kennedy is now responding to his selection.
Lester, just in the last few minutes, Kennedy writing in a statement that he's committed to making America healthy again, saying we, quote, have a generational opportunity to put an end to America's chronic disease epidemic. Lester.
All right, Vaughn Hillyard starting us off. Thank you. And there are serious questions about the confirmation prospects of some of the president-elect's picks for top roles, including Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. Here's Peter Alexander.
Tonight, President-elect Trump with more critical choices to come, including naming his economic team, as his set of picks are still sending shockwaves across Washington, especially the selection of conservative firebrand and now former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz for Attorney General.
He's an accomplished attorney. He's very concerned about the lawfare that has been occurring in the Department of Justice under the Biden administration.
Multiple sources with direct knowledge tell NBC News Gaetz has been placing calls to Senate Republicans to get their read on his chances to get confirmed. One Republican saying there's already enough opposition to sink his nomination.
He's got a really steep hill to climb to get lots of votes, including mine. A lot of people will spend a lot of political capital on something that even if they got done, you'd have to wonder if it was worth it.
Gaetz resigned his House seat overnight, abruptly ending the House Ethics Committee investigation into whether he engaged in sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, allegations Gaetz denies. Tonight, a top Republican says senators should see the report.
I think there should not be any limitation on the Senate Judiciary Committee's investigation, including whatever the House Ethics Committee has generated.
Trump has repeatedly slammed the DOJ for what he says were political prosecutions designed to derail his presidency and campaign, praising Gaetz, who he says will end the, quote, partisan weaponization of our justice system.
The lawfare we've seen against President Trump will do great damage well beyond our time in public service.
Some Republicans argue after his decisive victory, Trump is entitled to the team he wants.
I'm telling my Democratic friends Elections have consequences, whether you like it or not.
Also facing a potential confirmation battle tonight, Trump's selection of Pete Hegseth for defense secretary, a Fox News host and decorated combat veteran. But Democrats are questioning his readiness to lead the Pentagon.
He has no managerial experience and no policy experience with the really substantive and significant issues that the Department of Defense has to confront.
Tonight, some Republicans are defending the pick.
The Department of Defense has been enormously mismanaged under the current regime. They need to stop working on pronouns and get back to lethality, and someone like Pete can lead that.
Then there's Trump's pick for the Director of National Intelligence, former Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, a Democrat turned Trump supporter who's also a military veteran. But some lawmakers have slammed her past meeting with Syria's leader and accuse her of being too sympathetic to Russia.
Someone who has aligned herself previously with Russia, with Syria, should not be in a position to have any of the information that is, America's greatest secrets.
Overnight, Gabbard speaking out.
Of course, there's going to be resistance to change from the swamp in Washington. I think that's kind of the point. The American people are saying, hey, stop looking at yourselves. Stop focusing on your own power, your own position, your own bank accounts.
And Peter, President-elect Trump also finding an administration role for one of his personal attorneys.
Yeah, Lester, that's right. Trump announced that he has picked Todd Blanche, his lead defense attorney during his Manhattan criminal hush money trial, for deputy attorney general. Also tonight, a Trump spokesperson tells NBC News that Trump will pardon January 6 defendants on a case-by-case basis, effectively distancing the president-elect from any blanket pardon. Lester.
All right, Peter Alexander, thanks. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.